Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome all. Hi. This is a shifting video. Guess what, guys? We have made it to 400 subscribers! Yay! I didn't think I would make it to 400 subscribers. I was actually thought my channel would remain small, but I guess it's still pretty big, right? So I have this guy. Hello, my little bear. He's helping me keep my sanity. Yeah, I'm like hopped up on sugar, guys. Sorry. I even have my coffee over here too. I have coffee. But yeah, I decided to wear this hat to celebrate the 400 subscribers. I got this at Anime STL. I really love the hat because I love how the stars and stuff are in it. I actually saw one that kind of matched my black hat, but this was just so much cuter. Like, it was so much cuter than my other hat. That's why I decided to get it. It's really cute. Anyway, I'm gonna explain to you guys what happened. I'm gonna let you guys know right now. There might be some noises in the background. You might hear some insanely happy laughter. Just ignore it. We already know where it's coming from since I explained in my other video. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but it is going to be a bit cringy. I am trying to be upbeat and as happy as I can because that's all I can do right now at this moment. That's all I can do. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but you know, and I hope my thumbnail didn't tell too much. God. Ugh. And so I'm gonna jump into it. I shipped to Toshinori's house, and so when I came there I had two plans, okay? My first plan, can you guys see? I don't think I'm doing this right. I know that I'm right. I have not had any drinks yet today, I swear. Like, I haven't had any. Only coffee and sugar. Hopped up. I only have that type of sugar that makes you like hyper, like. Anyway, so I shipped to Toshinori's house. And I had two goals, okay guys. The first goal was to get Toshinori, and the second one was to get Hawks. I feel like the camera isn't right. Should I adjust the camera? Sorry guys. It doesn't look right. I don't know what it is. Like, there we go. Now I'm like kind of centered. I look like I was over to the side a little bit. I'm sorry guys. What's going on with this camera? This video might get deleted or it might not. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I had two plans, okay guys. First plan, it was I was going to get Toshinori. I needed to get the rest of my information from him. Last time Hawks jumped in a way and I didn't like it, and he shouldn't have interfered in something that has nothing to do with him. It's none of his business. This is a talk between me and Toshinori. Even though he's involved, it doesn't have anything to do with him, even though he's involved. I know it sounds weird. But me and Toshinori have this kind of relationship with each other, obviously. So it's good that I can torture him sometimes. I mean, hey, I was even going to do some other stuff to him that I didn't get to do, so I was going to finish that plan today. You know, that was a part of my, that was a part of when I went there that day. Because it was not today, it was, I actually had a video out a long time ago, but I only share those videos with like, so my new videos, my brand new videos that come out, I managed to share one video with my Discord audience. So they got to see this video ahead of, well, not this video, but my last video, they got to see it ahead of time. And you know, for this video I said I would wait and, you know, and do like a premiere so everyone, so I can get everyone's genuine reaction to what's happening. And alright, so first plan. I'm sorry guys, I keep getting like distracted. Okay, first plan, Toshinori, then Hawks. So because Hawks got in my way, I was gonna make him pay for what, you know, I mean, you know, I put hearts on him, and I shouldn't have put hearts on this guy, you know, like I don't like him in that way. So I made a mistake. I made a mistake there. I admit it. You know, I shouldn't have did that. But he shouldn't have been posing as Toshinori. I mean, so to make sure that that wouldn't happen again, my goal was to go back to Toshinori's house before he had to get ready for work. So like maybe when he's in the shower, and I'm hoping that I get the timing right. when I went there, I hope I got the timing right. My plan was to poison him, to drug him again. Drug Toshinori, knock him out. Find a way to get into that basement, because there's a lock on the basement. I can't get in there. I have no idea what the basement looks like anymore, but I need to find my way there. And then I'll go and take this, and then I would go see Hawks. Put Hawks' lights out. Like, just put out his lights. And then that would be the end of that. And then I would just spend the rest of my time with Frodo. Until maybe he got ready to wake up and I could like shift out or whatever. Like, I didn't really plan out my plan. Oh, I did not plan it well. So shifted to Toshinori's house, looked in his window. I saw, and from the window I could see like, so that his curtains were like wide open, and I think it's because he knew I wanted to, you know, he knew like sometimes I looked in the window and he wants me to be able to see him because he doesn't hide from me anymore. I don't stalk him anymore. You know, I started being good and being a good girl and behaving myself and not coming to, you know, stalk him at night anymore or watch him sleep. That's because of what he said he'd do if I did that. And I didn't want us to go backwards. I felt like we really moved forward in our relationship. But Frodo has really moved us back. Getting a baby in our lives really has changed a lot. And it's changed it in ways that doesn't make me, it didn't change it in a happy way. It made it more stressful. And Frodo himself isn't stressful. My adorable baby is so cute. Even though he does just look pretty much like Hawks. Like, he has Hawks' hair. He has Hawks' eyes. You know, it's me and Hawks is our son. It would have been great if it was Toshinori in minds. You know, if the baby had been Toshinori in minds. Because then I could look at Toshinori and say, this is what he probably looked like as a baby. This is what... But it's too late for that now. So, you know, I go in through the front door. I was just looking in the window just to see, like, how things stood. I could tell Toshinori was in the bathroom because I could see the light coming from under the bathroom. So either he was getting ready to get in the shower or whatever. I wasn't sure. So I came in, and the first thing I do is I run over to the door. I don't close the door. I leave it wide open because I don't want the door to make any sound. I want to kind of sneak in on him. I'm hoping I can sneak in on Toshinori and get him because I need to get the rest of my information from him. Plus I was kind of feeling like hot and bothered and really frustrated, and I really wanted him. So I was just going to take it from him regardless. So I waited, like, I was hiding behind the door and I hear him, and it was like the longest, I swear it was like the longest 10 minutes of my life. I know I had to be waiting there like 10 minutes for Toshinori to come out of the shower. The door finally opened. I'm hiding like behind the door and he's on the other side and I could see him. So I'm peeking at Toshinori through the peephole. So the door has like a crack, okay? And I'm looking out through the crack like the pervert that I am. And I'm looking at his yummy body, just so built and just beautiful. I'm looking at his, you know, his buttocks and just everything, and I'm smiling. And like, I can't help it. I'm trying not to smile. I'm trying to still have this hard attitude about me, but I can't help it. It just makes me breathless when I look at him. And then, so like, I hear him make a noise, like a noise, like he's satisfied, he's happy because he's nice and clean and he got the shower, and it just feels good when you get nice and clean like that. So he made a little sound, and then I appeared and just stabbed him right in his leg, and he kind of fell down to one knee. And I expected him to fall all the way over, but he like caught himself, and he's like, "Kain candy da," and he looks back at me kind of, and I like back away from him a little bit because I want to give him time to, you know, is he gonna start like shaking, convulsing, and like swelling his arms, failing his, God. I can't talk, guys. What's wrong with me? Is he gonna start like flinging his arms everywhere and like, so like I want to see if he has a seizure, you know, but there's no seizure. He kind of falls. He falls limp, like he just falls straight down, like on his face. He can talk a little bit, but it's not like a lot of talking. And he's like, Cotton Candy Doll, you need to stop this. I could tell he was trying to say, you need to stop this, but it sounded like, you need to stop this. I was like, what? He was like, you need to stop this. I was like, you need a sonist? That I can't understand what you're saying anyway. So then I ran into where the basement is, and I go to the door and I'm staring at the door and I'm like, I really need to get into that door because I need to get him down that basement. Because if that cage is still there, I'm gonna put him back in the cage. And I think I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I'm really just curious to see what the basement looks like because I want to see it. So then, like, I run in the kitchen. I grab like a knife out, and I'm like, okay, so Hawks actually has more hearts than Toshinori does on his chest. I kind of went nuts with him when I was asking all those questions last time. I like had like a mental breakdown on the camera. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that, guys. I was just like, I felt like I was going insane, even though I'm not like an insane person. I felt like it, and it's such a like a hard, like it's such a I don't know, it's such a what's the word, like quaking, it's such a quaking feeling when you feel like that. So for me that was like new, and I think I kind of like just went kind of crazy on him when I did that. So Hawks has like probably, okay, so Toshinori, you know, he only has like 3 hearts maybe on him or something like that. I think he has 3 hearts. Yeah, Hawks has like 8 or something on him. And I don't need this man to be walking around with my emblem. My emblem is for Toshinori, it's not for him. But now he has them carved on him, so it's like I carved my heart on his chest, on his chest, on his arms, and I don't like that. So now I feel like I want to carve a heart on Toshinori's chest because Toshinori doesn't have any hearts on his chest, only Hawks does. So I'm rummaging through the things, and then I look at inside of like the side of the cabinets because I need to see that, like, I don't know if the camera has been adjusted right, guys. I don't know. Oh my gosh, guys. So I went in the cabinet and I got out the lock. I found like those things that break the locks, whatever those are. They're like these things that go like this. So I found it, and it was pretty heavy. Like, it was so heavy, I was like carrying it like this. Like I had it like this against my chest, and I'm walking with it because it's pretty heavy. And I don't know why it felt so heavy to me. I don't think those things are supposed to be that heavy, but in that reality, for some reason, I was having trouble with it. So then, like, you know, I have the knife and I have that in my hand. So I go back with the knife, and Toshinori is like kind of like out cold. So I take my knife and I actually take the tip of it and I carve a chest. I carve like a heart around his chest, and it's like right over his, it's right over his nipple. I made sure not to carve his nipple though. I made sure not to do that. And it started bleeding, and so like I let the blood run down or whatever. I didn't care. And then I took like a sheet off of his bed and I wrapped him in it, but this time I put like pillows in it. And then I thought, hell, if I do a blanket, he's not going to be able to fit down the stairs. And I left him wrapped up like a cannoli. And then I run into where I see the basement door, and I used the breakers, whatever they're called. What the heck are they called? Why can't I remember the name of them? Lock breakers or something. I use it to break the lock off the door. And so then I go and I go into Toshinori to where he is, and I don't want to hit his head, guys. I don't want to. I'm not yandere, okay? I don't want to push Toshinori down the basement stairs and kill him. You know, I can't imagine my life without Toshinori. I'm so crazy in love with him, and he's in love with me, and we love each other. And so I absolutely love him so much. He is the reason I'm so happy. He's the reason I have like to wake up every morning, to be cheerful and happy knowing I get a chance to see him, that I could escape this reality to go see him. It makes me happier than anything I could ever imagine. Also, guys, let me know what you think of my wardrobe. How do you like this hat? Is it a nice hat? Anyway, so I run back in the room, and I made sure to hold up Toshinori's head as I was pushing him down. I made him go down feet first. But everything's completely covered, so he kind of has protection. I don't know if he can feel the metal steps beneath him, but they are hard freaking steps. I don't know why they're like that. I get down there to discover the cage is completely gone, and there's just a wall there. So there's a wall on the left side, there's all the other equipment, and then on the right side there's another cage, but that cage is different. Okay, it's a metal type cage, and it's almost identical to the other one. There's a wall behind it, but it has like a roof over it. So I don't really know why the cage is designed that way, but it's open. It's not locked or closed or anything. So I pull Toshinori in there. So then Toshinori starts to snap out of it. He wakes up a little bit. He's trying to talk to me, and he's like, "Cotton Candy doll, did you really do this to me right now? Are you really gonna do this today?" And I'm like, "You don't sound like you're, you don't sound like you're having a hard time." And I run back upstairs and I grab his gun, and I'm like, "How long has it been?" Because the reality is, the medicine usually only lasts about 2 hours. But the tranquilizers, I'm not really sure how long that lasts. It would be really great if I could find out where he was stashing the stuff that he keeps in his needle, because that stuff is okay. I like that stuff. Okay, I like sticking him with that because I know if I stick him with it, he's still not gonna. So then you know what? I put the gun down. I'm like, I don't have to worry because Toshinori can't move. I mean, that's the stuff in the needle, whatever it is. It has an enhancer in it or something. So I go back down the stairs and he's still laying there. He can't move. He's like paralyzed. And so like I sit on top of him. He's covered in the blanket, but I sit on top of the blanket and I'm staring. So I'm looking down at him, and he's looking up at me, and I was like, "Don't you dare look at me when you can't even tell me the truth." And he's like, "Cotton Candy doll." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "Because you didn't tell me about hawks. Why wouldn't you tell me that?" I said, "Can you ask me a question? Can you answer me a question?" And he goes, "Sure." So I go, "Were you planning this all along? Was this your plan?" And he like narrows his eyes. He's like, "I don't have to tell you anything, and I'm not going to tell you anything." I said, "You will tell me, because I'm going to find out." He goes, "You really don't want to do this today. Today is really important that I'm not in here." And I said, "I know you were on your way to class, but your students are going to have to miss their teacher today. Womp womp." And so I leave out. I like close the door behind, and I lock the door, and I said, "Okay, so Toshinori's obviously, he's starting to get a bit of his backbone, a bit of backbone to him. That means he must be, I don't know how long until he's going to be able to move again." So I'm like, I really don't have time to sit here and keep shooting him. I might only get away with this. I'm going to have to come back and try again. And maybe this time try to be faster with bringing him to the basement. It just took me so long because he's so heavy. And I had to wrap him up in that blanket. Like, I need help next time or something. I don't know. Like, I don't think anyone's going to help me torture someone, right? To get answers from them. Dang it, I want. And then I said, as I was leaving out of there, he's like, "When I get out of here, you're in for like a world of pain. I'm not joking." And I looked at Toshinori and I said, "You know what? Just be happy you're not going to be raped today, because I had that on my list for you. I was coming for you, but I have to go see my baby now." And he's like, "Cotton Candy doll, Cotton Candy doll." He's like yelling at me, and I said, "Shut up, no talking to me." And I kept walking up the stairs. So I walk up, I leave out, and Toshinori's limo was out there waiting, and I'm like, okay, so now I can go and see hawks. Now I don't know how to. I haven't completely figured out how to, I haven't figured out how to shift there yet completely, and I haven't actually tried to shift to Hawks' house. Now I could try to shift to Frodo, and I'll probably be able to go to Frodo, but I just don't know if I'm actually really. Me and Frodo have a bond. I was thinking I should try it, but then I'm like, no, because I don't want something to go wrong and me to end up somewhere else. So then I go outside and I decide, let me go talk to the limo driver. because he rolls down his window as soon as I walks out, and he's like, "Where is Toshinori?" I said, "Toshinori can't make it today." And he goes, "Excuse me?" I'm like, "Toshinori can't make it. I'm gonna stand in for him." He goes, so the driver had blue hair. He had like a hat on and a suit, like a chauffeur basically. And he's like, "Okay, well," he was dressed real nice. He was handsome too. No, I mean, I would never cheat on Toshinori, okay guys? But I can acknowledge someone else is good looking. He was really cute. So he looks out and he's like, he's looking at the house. He's like, "What's taking Toshinori so long?" I said, "Toshinori says he's not going. You just heard me say that." And he's like, he told me to get here bright and early. I don't understand. He told me I needed to be here and that I couldn't be late no matter what. And I go, "Well, you know, Toshinori sent me to do it instead. He can't." He goes, "Why can't he?" I said, "He's sick." He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah. He just got sick. I have to go to Hawks. Can you drive, please?" He rolls up the window. He's like, "Okay." So I get in the back, and so the driver rolls down his window. The entire ride to Hawks' house, we're talking, and we're, and it's a nice conversation until he starts talking about Hawks. He has nothing but nice things to say about this guy. "Oh, he's so great with his son. Oh, his son is so cute. Oh, his son looks just like him. His son is going to be just like him when he grows up. And I hope that I continue to, serve this family, and I hope I continue to, be able to be there to take them places they need. They're some of the best clients I've ever had," and all this stuff. And I'm like, whatever, I'm really not listening to him anymore. When he started talking about how great Hawks was and everything, I'm just like, he's not really that great, but whatever. So then we stop in front of the house, and I get out and I walk up to the door and I knock on Hawks' door. You guys remember how his house looks, right? You remember how big it is? Okay. Knock on the door. Hawks answers. He's in a full Titan suit, like completely dressed down to the T. He actually looks good. His hair is brushed back. I mean, he's a handsome guy. He's really cute. He's really attractive, but I'm not attracted to him. Okay. So Hawks is like, "Cotton candy now?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Where's Toshinori? Is he in the limo?" And I'm like, "No, he's not here." He's like, "Did you see him?" I'm like, "No, I didn't see him." He's like, "Didn't you go see him before you came to me?" I said, "I went by his house, but I didn't go in his house. I just came here." He's like, "Toshinori was supposed to be here today. He has to be here." And I said, "Well, he can't be. He's not here." And he's like, "Okay." I just come in, and then he closes the door. So then I'm like, "Where's Frodo?" And he's like, "Frodo's upstairs." So I start walking upstairs. So Hawks is walking behind me, and the way that he's walking behind me is kind of like, I know he wants to talk to me. I know he wants to keep talking about Toshinori. So then he goes, "Toshinori needs to be here." Like, I look at Frodo. Frodo's in his crib, but like, he's dressed and everything. Like, he dressed him up in like this little suit. It was so cute. And my baby is the cutest thing ever. I pick him up and he's like, "Mama, mama." Like, all he knows how to say is mama. He hasn't said dada. And I'm like, I hope he, I'm like, I hope he doesn't ever say dada. Like, fuck dada. So, fuck Hawks. So anyway, I'm holding him and he's laughing and I'm playing with him, and he goes, so then Hawks looks at his watch. He's like, "Damn it." He's like, "We're going to be late for his appointment." And I go, "Whose appointment?" And he's like, "Frodo is supposed to get his shots today, and we needed a co-signer, a second parent to co-sign for him." I was like, "Oh, I can do it. I can co-sign for Frodo." And he's like, "Toshinori was supposed to do it because you're not here all the time. You can't be here." And I go, "Okay, well, I can still sign up." He goes, "What if something happens to me? Who's going to look after Frodo? This is a consent form. We're meeting up for this stuff. The meeting is supposed to be today. We have to do it today." And I'm like, "Well, I can do it today." He goes, "You're not understanding me. Toshinori is the only one who can do this. We already talked to them. And I'm like, okay. I was like, well, I don't know why you can't reach. I was like, well, I don't know why you can't reach him. Try calling him or whatever, you know. So then he leaves. He goes downstairs, and I like look at him out the corner of my eye. And then he looks at me for a moment, and then he goes downstairs. And then I thought I heard the door close. But then I was like, so I went to, so I took Frodo to the window with me so we could look down, because you could see the front of the house from Frodo's window. So we were looking down. I had the baby, me and the baby, you know, I was hugging him, and I had the baby like this. Like, I was holding him here like this, and I was like, this, you know. And so both of us are like looking down at the cab, and he's talking to the freaking cab driver. He's talking, not the cab, the limo. He's talking to the limo driver. And then Hawks looks up at me. He like frowns. He like glares. And then I see him look at his watch again. And then he comes walking back into the house. And he's like, Toshinori's sick. I'm like, mm-hmm. He said, give me the baby. I said, why? He's like, just give me the baby. So he takes the baby. I'm staring, you know, I'm staring at the window at the limo driver, because he got out, the chauffeur. He got out. He's standing there. And Hawks comes and hands him all the baby stuff, including the baby. They put the baby in the back seat. He's in the seat and everything. They put him in the limo. And he like drives off. So then Hawks, you know, I heard the door close, and I'm standing there and I'm looking out the window, and then I turn around and I'm like, okay, well, shit, you know. Well, shit, guys, what do I do? So I run down the stairs. I run down the stairs, and I thought, you know, I would have to confront. I thought Hawks would confront me when I got down there. I see Hawks like standing in his front yard, and then he looks at his watch again, and then next thing you know, he flies off. And he flies off in the direction I came from. But the limo went in a completely different direction. So I'm guessing Hawks is going to Toshinori. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, I just got to be ready for Hawks when he comes back, because he's still got to get his too. So what I did was I took the rest of the serum that was in a needle. I didn't give all of it to Toshinori. And that might be why it only worked, but I mean, it doesn't matter how much you give, right? I mean, I shouldn't have to give him the entire amount for it to work the whole time, right, guys? So, like, gosh. At that point, you know, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna wait for him to come back, you know, and then when he comes back, I'll get him. So I'm sitting at the table, you know, waiting around, you know, and it feels like I've been waiting a long time. At some point, you know, I drank something out the refrigerator, then I came and sat at the table, and next thing you know, I like woke up because, like, I guess I fell asleep. I was getting like really tired of just waiting around. And then I went, you know, why am I even waiting here? I need to just leave. So I get up and I walk over to the door, and I go to open the door, and it's freaking locked. Yes, the door is locked. Oh, okay. So then I go over to the windows, and I check the windows to see if any of the windows will open. All the windows are heavy, okay, and they won't open. So then I go up to Frodo's room, the only room in the house with the glass window, because I touch it and it's actually glass. I don't know what the other ones were. I touched the windows, they were not glass, they were something else. And I go, I could break Frodo's window, but then Frodo will have a broken window, and I can't have my baby freezing at night, or, you know, too hot, can't get cool, because mommy decided to break the window because of something she wanted to do to daddy that she couldn't do. Oh, it's so terrible. Mommy and daddy with a baby that they're not together, though. They were never together. They didn't even. Oh, you guys follow? You follow? You guys see what's happening here? Okay, so I can't get out. So I called my guide. Okay. Guy doesn't answer. Nothing from him. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally, the door handle starts twisting. And I back away from the door. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna hide. I don't know why I decided to hide. I did not want to see anybody at that time. But then I thought, you know, I can do like a sneak attack for hawks. I can like try to hide. So like hid between the cabinet. Okay, so the cabinet is kind of, is one of those, did I explain to you guys what his counter looked like? It's a square, okay? So I can hide around the square, and like when he walks, I could walk, kind of like duck down and like walk. He won't be able to see me. And it's also like a bar. It's also kind of like a bar top too. So it has a counter. So I explained to you guys it had like a marble thing or whatever. Anyway, I'm just stuck down there. I'm just hiding, and so then I hear Hawk say, "What the heck are you doing? Are you like trying to hide?" And I like look up at him, and he's like. So then I'm like, he goes, "Why did you do that to Toshinori?" I'm like, "Why'd I do what?" He's like, "You have a serious problem. You have an issue." And I'm like, "No." He's like, "You need therapy so bad." I'm like, "I don't need therapy, and there's nothing wrong with me." And then he looks at me and he's like, "Do you realize that our son has to get his shots today? He needs to get them today. Not tomorrow, not next week." I'm like, "Well, I didn't know that it was time for him to get his shots. And, you know, I'm sorry I did that, and I'm going to leave." He goes, "You're not going anywhere." And I said, "Yes, I am." He said, You're acting on your selfish impulses, and you think that that's okay. So I'm going to act on mine." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I'm going to act on mine. If you think that it's okay for you to, you know, be able to do whatever you want, I should be able to do whatever I want." And he's like, "There is something I want." And he starts coming closer, and I take out my syringe, and I stab him in the leg with it. And he falls down to one knee too, like just like Toshinori did. And I thought I got all of the stuff in him, but I guess I guess all of it didn't go in, because some of it was on the floor. I can't figure out. I still cannot figure out what the freak happened. But that didn't work, guys. It got him a little bit, but it didn't get him enough. And I got up and I like ran to the door, because he came in, so it must be unlocked. It was still locked. And so like I said, "Where's Frodo?" And he's like, "He's at the appointment." I'm like, "By himself?" He goes, "No, Toshinori is with him." I go, "Oh, are there supposed to be two?" I go, so I'm backing away from him, and he's like, he gets up and he's like walking toward me slowly, but I can tell his leg is still messed up. Kind of reminds me of when he was a zombie, right? So he's walking toward me slowly, and he's like, "Toshinori is with Frodo right now. I already signed it. He needed to co-sign it today. He was going to do it while he was getting his shots, so that everyone there knows who he is if something happens to me. So if I need him to take care of Frodo, he can take care of Frodo. If Frodo gets hurt, if Frodo gets sick, and I can't be there to rescue him, Toshinori will be there to protect him. Because we are one big, happy family." I'm like, well, damn, guys. It's like, it's one of those things where so I said, "You know what? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I did this. I'm so sorry. Please accept my apology. I'll just be, you know, I just never will hurt you in any kind of way again. And let's just forget this ever happened, and I'll be good from now on, as far as like I won't do anything I'm not supposed to do. And he's like, it's too late for that. He said, I didn't act on my own impulses because I wanted to give everyone a choice, but nobody seems to do that. Everyone's doing what they want, so I'm going to do what I want to. Those days are over. So then I go into my fighting stance because I'm like, you know, if I have to cut him down like a vegetable, I will do it. So I pull out my little knife and I use my quirk. So me and Hawks collide with each other. Guys, when I say, like, when I tell you I didn't stand a chance. Okay, so I used my quirk, okay, to cut him, right? So I cut his leg a little bit. And when I went to cut it again, I kind of did a spin. It was like I turned and I used a knife and I kind of like, it was kind of like this, and then it was kind of like I did this, and once I finished spinning, this hand went this way to come down and this one came this way, and he grabbed both my hands. And then he took something out of his pocket and it was a freaking syringe, and he like stabbed me with it right in my shoulder. He didn't even let me. And you know, the thing is, whenever I'm in a battle, whenever I'm in a fight, to me, I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior that fights in a battle, okay? So if I'm gonna take my hits, I'm gonna take my hits. If I'm gonna eat mat or eat rug or eat ground or eat floor, I'm gonna eat floor hard, and it's gonna hurt. And I know it's gonna hurt, and I'm willing to accept that because I'm a true fighter. I'm a warrior. And so I was falling. He didn't let me fall. He caught me, which pissed me off even more. I could still move a little bit, so I used my quirk, and I threw the last knife I had at the door. And so the door it wouldn't open because it had a chain across it. That broke off. So I made a run for it. I like power ran to the door. Power ran as hard as you can when you're like intoxicated. And like I used my quirk as soon as I got outside to try to like fly up. So I flew up fast, and Hawks was just like, he like caught me. And like, I don't know what other powers this guy freaking has. There's no way, because the door and the lock and everything came back on there, and it locked by himself. So he's walking up the stairs with me. I'm like halfway, you know, halfway blanked out, halfway not blanked out. And I feel the bed underneath me. And so I had on, ironically guys, I had on this dress and I had tights on with it, and just, I wanted to look beautiful. You know what you guys are gonna think of me, but I wanted to look beautiful while I raped Toshinori. I wanted to have, you know, just be pretty while I did it, so that he could, you know, I don't know, like serve, like, I shouldn't say that, no, I'm not. There's, I don't know how old the people are watching. Anyway, so I'm laying there and I feel like my arms, so Toshinori used like cuffs on me. This guy used like rope or something. And it wasn't cutting me, it was really soft, but my hands couldn't get out of it. And so like, I was like halfway, like, I was like drowsy, and like, I kept trying to like look at him, like get a good look, but he was like, I kept seeing two of him like this, and he's like, where should I start? And I said, don't touch me. Do not touch me. I said, if you touch me, I'm gonna kill you. You're gonna die. Your bed is gonna, but I probably sounded like, I'm gonna touch you, you're gonna, like, that's probably how I sounded, guys, because I couldn't speak really. And he goes, I need a knife. I need a knife. So he goes downstairs, and I'm like, damn it, he's getting a freaking knife. Then that means he's gonna carve me up like I did him. I mean, I mean, if you were, think about it, if you were in a situation where you had the person you loved or somebody you really was like, I guess, obsessed with, and you had the opportunity to do that to them because they did it to you, would you do it? I mean, you can't say you wouldn't do it. You would definitely try. Okay, guys, so comes back, he's got a knife. It's like he walks over to where I am, and he sits at the edge of the bed, and he's just like, he's sitting there, guys. He's holding the knife in his hand, and he's sitting there. And I'm going, are you thinking about if you should do this or not? I said, the right thing to do would be to not do it because, and then he looks back and he's like, no, I'm waiting for you to snap out of it because I want you to be aware of everything that's happening to you. I want you to feel all of it. I don't want you to feel. See, this is an escape. If I do this now, it'll be like it never happened. But I need it to have happened to you. Oh my God. No. So then he's like, how about some practice? So he gets on the bed, he takes the knife, and he like, so like I had on this blouse, this white blouse. I mean, I had on the dress, but the top part is like a blouse. It like buttons, kind of like these, but it was different. This is not even a dress-up shirt. This is a regular shirt. See, there's nothing special about it. They were pretty, okay, and they had like little designs around it. He took the knife and he was like breaking the buttons, so that shirt was coming undone. And he was like, I can't wait to violate you. I've been waiting for this moment. He goes, you know, I thought I had something good, and even when she brought Frodo here, I'm like, what? He's like, even when she brought Frodo here, and you know, me and Toshinori talked about this for a long time, about what we should do, and I feel like it was the right decision. I had to save Frodo. How was I going to leave him in that place with those people? Do you hear him crying all the time? And I'm like, no. I said, I mean, I hear him cry, but I mean, I don't understand. I was like, I don't understand, like, his cry. Like, okay. So guys, this is getting really, it's getting really hard. He was just like, he told me how Frodo got there. Okay. I'm gonna tell you guys how Frodo got there. Are you sure you're ready to hear how Frodo got there? I guess I'll tell you guys what happened. You're gonna be so shocked when you hear this. That genius doctor created someone like me, a clone. Okay. Put all of the organs inside of this clone that looked like me. And Hawks had intercourse with this clone, this whatever it was of me. So, but when the clone gave birth, when my clone, or whatever he created, gave birth, she disintegrated or disappeared or whatever happened. That's what he told. He's explained all that stuff to me. And I'm laying there and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe that freaking happened. Like, what the fuck? And he's like, he keeps looking at the clock. And I kind of feel like time is on my side, because at the same time, he keeps staring at his clock. That means maybe Toshinori's coming back soon. Maybe I'll be able to, like, escape or leave. So then I'm like, so then I go, because I'm starting to like come to a little bit. So then I go, you got somewhere to be? You keep looking at your watch. And Hawks, he doesn't even turn around. He's like, no. Toshinori is going to keep him the rest of the night so I get the whole night with you. So I go, please don't hurt me. He says it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. And I'm like, he's like, you mess with Frodo, you mess with me. And I'm like, I didn't mess with Frodo. Like, what the heck? I did not mess with Frodo, guys. It's like, I'm like, please save me, please. And he's like, I'm not gonna save you. I said, no, please save me. He goes, oh, you mean him? You think he's gonna come and save you right now? Did he come earlier when you called? I'm like, hold up. And Hawks is like, stay right here, I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. And he comes over and he like touches my face and like kisses me on the cheek. And I turn my head and stuff away from him, and he like runs his hand down my body as he's walking by. Remember, my buttons are gone. I still have on my undergarments. I'm so glad I wasn't naked under that dress. So he's walking away, and I don't know where he's going. It might be like the bathroom. Soon as he leaves, I'm like, okay, I have to find a way out of here. I use my, okay, so I use my quirk and I cut the rope. Okay, I cut the rope. I managed to get one arm untied. I get the other one. So then I run downstairs, and I'm really quiet when I run downstairs. I undid the lock using one of the bobby pins I have because I'm such a smart girl. And I unlocked the door. And so as soon as I unlock the door, I start flying away. And I'm using my quirk to fly, and I'm just flying. Guys, the feeling is very unreal. It feels like, how can I say, like it's hard to breathe when the wind is hitting your face, because it was really windy. Up we go. Up I go, right? The wind is hitting me. I look behind me, dude. I look behind me. Hawks is like on my hindsight. Like he's straight up like behind me. And I said, please don't let him catch me. Please don't let him catch me. Like I'm like flying up, like up higher, and he's like following me, and I'm like, dang it. And so I can only go up so high. So I get up so high, and now I'm falling. And I see Hawks making a beeline for me. So Hawks is like this. He's making a beeline for me so he can get me. And then my guide pops up as I'm falling midway, like grabs me. My arms are around his neck like this, and he ships me out. So a guide saved me to save the day once again. He came and he got me. But guys, when I got back here, I was just like, okay, so that was a really close call. I feel like maybe I should calm down a little bit. That could have been bad, right? Hawks has it out for me now, and Toshinori has it out for me too. So I am in deep water. I hope I don't drown. Like I am dead. I'm dead. They are going to kill me, like, or they're plotting something together. But then there's also Frodo. So Frodo might help me. Frodo is adorable, guys. I love him so much. But like, yeah, I'm so dead. Yeah, I don't really feel like I did anything wrong, honestly. I need something that's gonna last longer. I really wanted to get Toshinori, like, Maybe I should just only make Toshinori my target from now on. But like, I've tried to make him my only target. Look what happened. I need to get him back for what he did though. Like, he can't get away with that. I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do. Like, if I was to shift back there tonight, I'm pretty sure I would be violated so bad. And then when he's done with me, Toshinori probably is waiting too. Like, I don't know. I don't. The decision I made wasn't smart. My guy told me not to do it, and I didn't. I just wanted to carry. I wanted to follow through because I felt like. I just felt like it felt like a good idea at the time. Guess I'm going off my instincts, like what I want to do. So I don't know. Anyway, write what you think in the comments. Like, what you think my next move should be. Like, I am making another plan, but I have to be smarter. The thing is, like, okay, so originally I was gonna like put like pills in his coffee, make him go to like, sleep or whatever, because those actually last longer than the syringe medicine. I think the syringe is just something quick to like, it's like a rape thing or something. You use that to like rape people with real quick or something. Like, it only lasts 2 hours and it wears off too. It doesn't last that long. Also, Hawks had one too. He had a fresh one. Where did he get it? I have no idea. Does he keep him in his house? Did he get it from Toshinori when he went to go see him? And Toshinori said, get her back for me. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to know any of this stuff until I go back there. And I'm not sure when I want to go back, because I am in deep trouble. I don't know what I should do, guys. Like, so I have him. Yay, I've been hugging him. I mean, not to mention, I was naughty. You can see that I was kind of naughty, guys. So anyway, I don't want to be punished by Hawks, though. I'll take Toshinori's punishment. Like, it's just, I know I said I wouldn't let him, but it's like, I feel like bringing a peace offering. Like, next time maybe I'll make them like a cake and say, sorry, here's cake. I don't know. Don't know what to do. Everybody loves cake, right? I should bring cake and ice cream. I should come there in like a metal suit. Like a, that stuff won't even come with me. It'll probably still change into something. I don't know what I should do. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're notified when I have other videos available to you. I don't know how long this video was. I know I said to keep track, but I like forgot about it completely. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.